Bùi Triệt had cancer and needed to shave his head for surgery. He was very scared. To encourage Bùi Triệt, I cried while cutting off my own long hair. When I went to school with a bald head, Bùi Triệt laughed so hard he couldn't stand up straight.
You idiot, do you like me that much?
The teasing looks from everyone around made me awkward and confused. It turned out Bùi Triệt wasn't sick at all. He had made a bet with someone else. A bet to see how much I would sacrifice for him. Someone asked Bùi Triệt if he was moved by me. He held a cigarette, laughing arrogantly.
Someone who can be so ruthless even to themselves. I would have to be crazy to like her.
Later, when he heard that someone confessed to me, Bùi Triệt blocked my way with a gloomy face.
You are not allowed to accept love letters from others. You idiot. You are so easy to deceive. Who else but me would treat you well?
I went to the barber shop. As soon as the barber's razor touched my hair, I cried.
Little sister, have you thought this through? Do you really want to shave it all off?
Shave it all off. This was a promise between me and Bùi Triệt. A few days ago, Bùi Triệt was diagnosed with a brain tumor. He sent the result report to me.
It's so annoying. I don't plan to have the surgery. I have to shave my head. It will be so ugly.
How can you say that? Surgery is the only treatment method, and the cure rate in the early stages is very high. I persuaded Bùi Triệt for a long time, and finally, he reluctantly agreed.
Hey, best friend, then you shave your head with me too. I don't want to be laughed at alone.
I agreed almost without thinking. The barber took off the cape, and long black strands of hair fell all over the floor. I touched my shiny bald head, feeling a bit lost, but I quickly pulled myself together. I asked the barber to take a picture to send to Bùi Triệt. Look, shaving your head actually isn't that scary. Besides, you're the school heartthrob. You'll still be handsome without hair. I racked my brain thinking of words to comfort him. The phone showed the other person was typing, but I waited for a long time and Bùi Triệt still didn't reply. Passers-by looked at me with strange eyes. I ran home hurriedly like a thief, but my heart felt relieved. I had shaved my head with Bùi Triệt. Even if there was mockery, I could help him share half of it. On Monday morning, I stood downstairs waiting for Bùi Triệt to go to school together. Seeing me, he was slightly stunned. When I shyly lifted my hat slightly to reveal my shiny bald head, Bùi Triệt unnaturally avoided my gaze. He put one hand in his pocket, the other lightly scratching his eyelid.
Sam and Tam, I forgot to tell you, my brain tumor diagnosis was a mistake. I don't need surgery anymore.
Huh? It took me a long time to react. Really? That's great then. I immediately swept away the gloom in my heart from the past 2 days. Just as I entered the classroom, before I could put my school bag down, the physical education representative suddenly snatched the hat off my head. My shiny bald head was exposed to the air. He was stunned for a moment, then clutched his stomach and laughed loudly.
Oh my God, the village beauty queen has turned into Baldy Chong. Our school heartthrob is truly formidable. I concede this round. My game account is yours.
The PA rep winked at Bùi Triệt. Bùi Triệt picked up the hat from the ground, carefully put it back on my head, then turned and kicked him.
Get lost. Damn it. Can you stop talking nonsense? It took me a lot of effort to trick her.
Bùi Triệt curled his lips slightly looking at me, his eyes twinkling with laughter.
Idiot. Why are you so easy to fool?
The eyes of the whole class were on me. It took me a long time to understand. Bùi Triệt didn't have a brain tumor. He didn't need to shave his head for surgery. It was all just a bet he made with someone else. A bet to see how much I would sacrifice for him. And the stake was just a game account. Bùi Triệt. My voice trembled. You. Why did you lie to me? I stubbornly blocked his way, tears just streaming down.
Oh, Baldy Chong is about to cry. Bùi Triệt. Hurry up and comfort her. Do you guys want to die?
Bùi Triệt laughed and scolded them, but when he turned to look at me, there was no longer any laughter in his eyes. He tooted in annoyance.
What? Want to cling to me? Hey, come on. I didn't force you to shave your head.
Bùi Triệt pushed me away and returned to his seat. He looked very irritated. No one dared to approach him. The girl sitting at the table in front, Diu Jai, turned her head slightly, covering half her mouth with her hand. Sam and Tam, are you and Bùi Triệt very close? We used to be good friends. I replied dejectedly. Oh, I see. She dragged out her voice, glancing at the hat on my head again. Shaving your head is actually kind of cute. Your braided hairstyle before looked too countrified. You looked like a country bumpkin. I pursed my lips, my eyes glued to my books. I grew up in the mountains. My parents only brought me to the city after my grandmother passed away. I still kept my old way of dressing. It gave me a sense of security, as if I had never left my hometown, as if my grandmother was still with me. Bùi Triệt clearly knew that I was most afraid of my loved ones getting sick, because my grandmother died of late-stage brain cancer. Inoperable, she waited in pain. If I could wish for one thing, I would wish for cancer to disappear from the world, so no one would have to suffer anymore. I didn't understand how Bùi Triệt could be cruel enough to make a joke out of that. The bell rang and the homeroom teacher entered the class. Seeing me wearing a hat, he frowned slightly. I no longer waited for Bùi Triệt to go to school or come home together. We fell into a cold war, neither saying a word to the other. Until one day, a rumor suddenly spread in the school that I secretly liked Bùi Triệt. Going to the restroom, I also heard people mentioning my name. Bùi Triệt just said one sentence and Sam and Tam shaved her head. Truly a brainless boy-crazy girl. Is this just being boy-crazy? She has absolutely no self-respect. What a cheap person. That's right, everyone knows deafening is pursuing Bùi Triệt. Sam and Tam isn't worth a single finger of hers. I silently turned and walked away. Bùi Triệt was leaning against a corridor pillar, his hand on a girl's waist. I knew her, the #1 goddess on the school forum, deafening. They both saw me at the same time. deafening smiled gently. She shaved her head to become a nun for you. And you're holding me so tight, aren't you afraid she'll be heartbroken to the point of numbness?
Numbness?
Bùi Triệt laughed casually.
Then shall I go hug her?
Bùi Triệt, you are so annoying. deafening pouted. Then swear that you don't care about her at all. I didn't intend to listen anymore. The moment we passed each other, Bùi Triët's disgusted tone echoed in my ears, every word distinct.
Someone who can be so ruthless to themselves is clearly a pervert. What normal person could like her?
I quietly returned to the classroom. The cement floor beneath my feet was flat, but I felt like every step I took was sinking into a swamp. Every time I tried my best to pull my foot out, tears would flow out along with it. My heart felt like a pile of thorns was rolling around in it, stinging and impossible to pull out. If only Grandma were still here. Before I was 10, Bùi Triệt and I grew up together in the small village. Grandma made 2 cakes, one for me, one for Bùi Triệt. I quickly ate my share. Seeing that, Bùi Triệt broke his cake in half and gave me half. Grandma smiled kindly. Little Triệt treats his sister so well. Bùi Triệt said every word seriously, and Tam is silly. I have to protect her, not let her suffer any grievance. People in the village said I was silly because I stayed in my mother's womb too long, but Grandma always said I had great wisdom that looked like stupidity. In elementary school, every time I took a test, I was at the bottom. I knew I was really stupid. Grandma rubbed my head and said gently, "Not everyone in this world is a hero. It's also very good for us to be the ones cheering for the heroes." Grandma, I'm not a pervert, and I won't cheer for Bùi Triệt anymore. That evening after school, I forgot to bring my access card, so I was blocked outside the apartment complex. Bùi Triệt walked behind me. The security guard asked him if he was in the same complex as me. Bùi Triệt glanced at me. I gripped my bag straps tightly, stubbornly turning my head away, not looking at him. Bùi Triệt laughed coldly.
No, don't know her.
He had a handsome face, but his words had a strange persuasive power. Then he walked past me, leisurely entering the complex. It was very cold, snowflakes falling on my eyelashes made me shiver. It wasn't until the neighbor auntie came back from her walk that I could get in. Unexpectedly, Bùi Triệt was standing right in front of the building door. It seemed he had been waiting for a long time. The back of his hands were red from the cold. He pressed down hard on my hand that was opening the door, his black eyes deep.
Sam and Tam, how long are you going to make a fuss? Would it kill you to show weakness to me for once?
He gripped so tight it hurt me. I struggled twice, but he squeezed tighter. I explained calmly. Bùi Triệt, I don't want to be best friends with you anymore. Hearing this, he let out a soft laugh.
Just because of that trivial matter?
Bùi Triệt lifted a large black bag from behind him.
The latest wig, consider it my compensation for you. Is this enough sincerity?
I shook my head.
Sam and Tam, don't be ungrateful.
Bùi Triệt looked at me, smiling yet not smiling.
Could it be that just because you shaved your head, you want to be my girlfriend? Keep dreaming.
This guy is so annoying. Why doesn't he understand human language? I thought it was because my Mandarin wasn't standard, so I repeated it again. Bùi Triệt, we are no longer friends. The smile on his face gradually froze.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Fine, suit yourself.
Bùi Triệt kicked the bag of wigs far away, his voice full of disdain.
Sam and Tam, apart from me, no one can stand an idiot like you.
He turned and walked away. I hesitated for a moment, then took the bag Bùi Triệt didn't want and threw it in the trash can. Grandma Lai has heart disease. If she saw a bag full of hair, she would definitely be scared into an attack. I finished cooking dinner and did more than half of my homework before my parents finally came home. I brought out the hot food. They washed their hands and sat at the table, occasionally exchanging a few sentences about work. I couldn't get a word in. Mom, there are a few questions I don't know how to do, can you? Mom picked up the test paper, scanned it, and frowned. Did the teacher not explain this knowledge? Why do you still not know how to do it? Not paying attention in class? And Tam, Mom and Dad are discussing important matters. Don't disturb us anymore. Mom waved her hand, and the test paper was caught by the wind and fell to the ground. It looked like it was about to rain. I picked up the test paper and ran to close the window. Dad glanced at the calendar and suddenly said,
Is tomorrow and Tam's birthday?
On the calendar, tomorrow was circled in bright red. I had circled it.
Then tomorrow we will come back a bit early.
Receiving the gentle gaze of my parents, I was so happy I just wanted to jump up and scream to tell Grandma. In the classroom, the heater was on warm. I took off my padded jacket to reveal a pink sweater inside, a small bear pin attached to the chest, also knitted for me by Grandma. The class vice monitor for sports spoke up exaggeratedly.
Wow, Baldy Chung looks pretty cute in pink today. Bùi Triệt, don't you think so?
The boy whose name was called looked up, coldly sweeping his eyes over me.
What does it have to do with me? Don't say that. Maybe she wore it on purpose for you to see.
Bùi Triệt turned a page of his book, his face full of disgust. Diu Jai's eyes flickered slightly. Deep Yen is also wearing pink today. Sam and Tam, are you imitating her? No, today is my birthday. Grandma said on birthdays you have to wear bright colors. But the girls laughed as soon as they heard it. Birthday? Not a bad excuse to seduce someone. While I wasn't paying attention, someone snatched my hat and threw it to the tall sports vice monitor. I stretched my arm as far as I could but couldn't reach it. Amidst the loud laughter, I was like a clown-stripped bear.
Huh, a little pink egg all over, dying of laughter. Sam and Tam, don't move. I'm putting a birthday crown on you.
But you don't have hair, can't clip the crown on. The girls laughed and pulled my arms tight, not giving me a chance to grab the hat back. Many eyes stared at me. I tried to hold back the stinging in my eyes, unconsciously looking towards the most familiar person. Bùi Triệt, can you help me? Tears were about to fall. Bùi Triệt also looked at me, raising an eyebrow. I read his lips. Beg me. All my strength seemed to be drained in that moment. I didn't struggle anymore, slowly sat down, my bald head quietly enduring the class amidst the mockery. After school, the homeroom teacher called me to the office. He stared at the top of my head for a few seconds. I thought I would be scolded, but he just frowned and asked,
Aren't you cold?
I was stunned. Before I could think of how to answer, a baseball cap was placed on my head. He looked serious.
My son just bought it and hasn't worn it. Is it your birthday today? You're dressed very nicely.
He coughed lightly, signaling the female teacher next to him. She smiled and said, Sure enough, girls look best in pink. I want to go back to being 18 too. Inside the baseball cap was a thin layer of fur, extremely warm. I carefully asked the homeroom teacher, Teacher, could you not tell my parents? I mean about the head shaving.
The teacher was startled. Your parents still don't know?
That's right. It's been half a month, but I wear a hat every day and parents are so busy. I can understand. In the evening, I choked on flour and coughed repeatedly. I originally planned to make 3 bowls of longevity noodles. The book says a child's birthday is the Mother's Day of suffering, so I saved my pocket money for a long time to prepare gifts for both Mom and Dad. I skipped to open the door. A sudden slap landed straight on my face, knocking me to the ground. My elbow hit the ceramic tiles hard, pain-piercing to the bone. The hat fell off. Seeing my bald head, Mom was trembling with anger. "Are you so bold now? Shaving your head without saying a word? Do you want to curse your parents to wait for death?" Before, I thought although you were stupid, at least you were sensible. I didn't expect even this virtue was fake. It was a waste for us to order a birthday cake for you. The cake was thrown heavily to the ground by Mom. The little girl on the cake shattered into pieces.
Come on, don't be angry anymore.
Dad hugged Mom and coaxed her gently, but his face was full of disappointment.
And Tam, because you aren't outstanding, Mom and Dad can't raise their heads in front of colleagues. If you continue to be useless and lie like this, Dad will consider sending you back to the countryside.
Parents went into the bedroom. I stared blankly at the floor. The cake broken into many pieces revealed a mango filling. Mom and Dad seemed to have forgotten I was allergic to mangoes. Pitter-patter, the rain outside the window mixed with tears, blurring the chocolate face of the little girl on the cake. Just like me, ugly, messy. I hugged the ruined cake and went out, seeing Bùi Triệt. He stood at the turn of the stairs, the light hitting his face, dividing it into light and dark patches, a pile of cigarette butts at his feet. Obviously, he had stood here and witnessed everything. "Bùi Triệt, why is it you? You told my parents, didn't you?" I asked, trembling. I believed the homeroom teacher wouldn't lie to me. Actually, I wanted to believe Bùi Triệt too. After all, he was the best friend who had been with me for 10 years. But all trust collapsed when I saw his silence. I took a step back, avoiding the hand he reached out towards me. I burst into tears and ran out of the apartment complex. Although the cake was broken, it still gave off a sweet scent, attracting a dirty black stray cat. It seemed to have been hungry for a long time. I went to the pet shop to buy a can of pâté. I initially wanted to buy a small cake too, but touching my wallet, I had to give up. "Thank you for celebrating my birthday with me." Blowing out the candle stuck in the pâté can, I watched the cat eat deliciously. I was really jealous. I hadn't eaten dinner yet. A slender hand held a small cake and brought it under the umbrella. Looking up, I saw a strange boy. He picked up the cat. It struggled, but settled down obediently with just one glance from him. He curled his lips slightly, his voice warm and deep.
Thank you for feeding my cat.
He squatted down, lifting the cake with both hands and placing it in my lap.
This is a thank you gift.
Not waiting for me to refuse, he slowly added,
Happy birthday, Sam and Tam.
I learned the boy's name, Tinh Nguyên, a sports student from the neighboring school. Sam and Tam, I treated you to cake. Can you do me a favor? He pointed to his leg and smiled pitifully.
Got hit by a car.
Why didn't you say so earlier? I hurriedly helped him into a taxi to the emergency room. Tinh Nguyên quickly pressed me down onto a chair.
Please check her hand first, doctor.
The doctor rolled up my sleeve and pressed twice. I woke up from the pain, looking at Tinh Nguyên with teary, aggrieved eyes. Aren't you the one injured?
This girl.
The doctor shook his head.
Your arm is dislocated, and you don't even know.
Tinh Nguyên pulled out a tissue to wipe away my tears. He rolled up his pant leg to reveal a swollen, red, bleeding knee, much worse than mine. The doctor glared.
And you treat your injury even more lightly than she does.
Tinh Nguyên laughed. I held the tissue, completely unsure of what to do. Why hasn't Tinh Nguyên cried yet? The nurse prepared to apply medicine, but the person who appeared was his mother. She didn't care about Tinh Nguyên, just gently helped me apply the medicine. There was a pleasant scent on her. Then she scolded him. Hearing the reception desk say you were in the hospital, I thought you were fighting again.
Mom.
Tinh Nguyên interrupted her.
No noise in the hospital.
Where did that cat in your arms come from?
I adopted it.
Constantly interrupted, Mother Ta left angrily. Tinh Nguyên, do you often get into trouble? He looked at me for a moment, his tone ambiguous.
My classmates and I have some conflicts.
So they beat you often? He paused, lowering his eyes.
Yeah, they hit pretty hard too.
I understand. Being ostracized by others is really painful. Not knowing how to comfort him, I could only awkwardly praise him. Tinh Nguyên, you really look like your mother. Both very gentle and very beautiful. The corners of Tinh Nguyen's lips curved up.
Do you mean my dad is fierce and ugly?
I didn't mean that. The homeroom teacher is very nice.
It's okay. I won't tell my dad.
He smiled slyly, obviously teasing me. I relaxed my shoulders, feeling relieved. A bit jealous, although Mother Ta scolded him. The worry in her eyes was even clearer. She was the model mother in my imagination. Nervously opening my phone, my parents hadn't called me, nor was there a single message. Arriving home at midnight, I saw a cake hanging on the doorknob. I hadn't paid attention to closing the door. Behind me, there was the sound of a door opening softly. My phone received a message from Bùi Triệt. He said, "Sam and Tam, I'm not that base. From now on, I won't care about you anymore." I sat in a daze for a while, deleted Bùi Triat's number from my contacts, then opened my blog to post the drawing I made today. Grandma said you must persist with your hobbies. I had drawn continuously for 10 years, inadvertently accumulating over 100,000 followers. When my parents first brought me back, I once happily shared it with them, but only received the sentence, "useless drawing." Grandma said to let me take the art exam, but parents discussed it and said no one in our family had artistic talent. Don't bang your head against the wall. But today I received over 200 birthday messages. It turns out there are people who like my paintings. The clouds cleared and the rain stopped. The sky was clear and sunny. The school had new rumors. It was heard that Bùi Triệt finally accepted the goddess deafening. Some even saw them kissing in the small woods with their own eyes. The sports vice monitor led the teasing of Bùi Triệt.
Is this true?
I was murmuring my English essay, feeling a strong gaze fall on me. Bùi Triệt retracted his lazy gaze, laughing.
Yeah, treating everyone tonight.
Another roar of laughter. Jai snatched my notebook. Sam and Tam, Bùi Triệt has a lover. You must be dying of heartbreak, right? Everyone chimed in. That's right, the little quail used to follow Bùi Triệt. Tonight she'll probably cry her eyes out.
Bùi Triệt, why don't you be kind and accept the little quail as a concubine?
Bùi Triệt leaned back, laughing contemptuously.
Do you guys think I collect trash?
Mocking laughter rang out. I stood up. A male student panicked.
Is she going to tell the teacher? Impossible. She's just a temporary student. If she makes a big deal, she's the only one who will get expelled.
At number 6 high school, regular students, selected students, and temporary students had a clear hierarchy. I was a temporary student from the countryside, not under the management of this school's teachers. The homeroom teacher was very nice. I couldn't make things difficult for him over this small matter. I walked up to Bùi Triệt. He looked up, seeming smug. I looked straight into his eyes. The birthday cake you sent me last night is the trash. Please take it back as soon as possible. Bùi Triệt was stunned, not expecting the person who always endured to dare to make him lose face. The boys surrounding him curiously asked why he sent me a cake. Humiliated, Bùi Triat's face darkened. He kicked the table over, glared at me coldly, and left without looking back. Everyone fell silent. Bùi Triệt began to publicly show affection with deafening all over the school. He didn't care even if warned by the school. Finally, no one paired me with him anymore. I had enough time to draw and study. In the evening when I went downstairs to throw out the trash, I often met Tinh Nguyên jogging back. Even though it was cold, his body was steaming, wearing only a t-shirt sticking to his sweat-soaked body, revealing firm abs, broad shoulders, and a narrow waist, not an ounce of excess fat. It was the best physique I had ever seen. I pointed to the black cat at his feet. He stroked the cat's chin and said,
He's been waiting here for a long time, probably waiting for you.
Tinh Nguyên said I was its benefactor. Died of embarrassment, I only gave it a can of pâté once. The basketball tournament was held on Saturday morning. I was looking for Tinh Nguyen's team when I was suddenly pulled back by Jai. You really have thick skin, daring to chase him here. Don't you know Yen Yen is Bùi Triat's official girlfriend? Her loud voice attracted Bùi Triat's attention. He took the water bottle Deep Yen handed him, glanced at me coldly, then laughed softly in mockery.
Delusional.
I backed into the crowd, about to be squeezed to suffocation when Ta Tinh Nguyên pulled me into his arms to protect me. He was wearing a basketball uniform, his arms firm, especially the muscles popping out, completely contrary to his gentle appearance. Just like the puppy face, wolf body type that novels often describe. This contrast made hormones explode even more. Here is your water. I held out the water bottle. Ta Tinh Nguyên didn't take it, just smiled until my heart itched.
Water given by an idol. One only has the right to drink it after winning the match.
As he spoke, a sharp gaze was glued to me. Bùi Triat almost crushed the water bottle in his hand. After the match resumed, the score on the court was very tense. The cheers for Ta Tinh Nguyên completely overwhelmed Bùi Triat. Didn't he say he wasn't popular? During the break, Ta Tinh Nguyên rubbed his chin speculating.
The school probably hired people to cheer for me.
In the second half, he played more and more vigorously. Even students from my school changed sides to scream his name. Ta Tinh Nguyên on the court seemed to turn into another person, wild and powerful, even making Bùi Triat miss the ball easily. The result was his team won overwhelmingly. The whole court cheered for them. Who is this person? So handsome. You don't know Ta Tinh Nguyên from number 8 high school? His mother is the director of Nguyen Dat Hospital, originally from the capital, super rich family. Many girls like him, but no one dares to pursue him. He is cold and extremely toxic-tongued, usually never seen smiling. The gossip of the girls scattered into my ears. I suspected I heard wrong. Ta Tinh Nguyên is cold? While confused, Ta Tinh Nguyên tilted his head to look at me, smiling radiantly and very arrogantly.
Student Sam, where's my reward?
He reached out his hand, looking exactly like the black cat scratching my pants last night. Arrogant, but also very well behaved. I quickly handed the water over. Beside us, Bùi Triat's eyes darkened as he stared at the water bottle I gave Ta Tinh Nguyên. He sneered.
Turns out you changed targets. Do you think just this loser classmate? Eat less salt.
Ta Tinh Nguyên lazily interrupted. Bùi Triat's face was black as ink. After a long while, he said coldly.
Sam and Tam, being a student of number 6 high school but cheering for number 8 high school, don't you think you are very promiscuous?
I pulled Ta Tinh Nguyên back to prevent him from getting angry. Looking at the people on the basketball court, when you guys laughed at me, did you ever consider me a classmate? The sports vice monitor lowered his head and walked away.
Bùi Triat, there are students from other schools watching. Anyway, you don't like Sam and Tam. Why care who she sucks up to?
Bùi Triat's face grew darker and darker, his eyes icy. I wasn't afraid at all. We were no longer friends. I didn't need to care about his feelings. I tugged Ta Tinh Nguyen's sleeve, reminding him to go receive the trophy. Ta Tinh Nguyên turned around, walking backward, looking lazy, smiling with narrowed eyes.
There's a prize I think fits Little Black very well. Can be used as a cat climbing frame. Go check it out.
All right. Behind us, I vaguely heard Yen Yen getting angry with Bùi Triat. Ta Tinh Nguyên changed out of his basketball uniform, putting on a black hoodie revealing a long, slender neck, looking clean and bright. He was the type of handsome that makes people remember with one look. The more you look, the more attractive he is. Bùi Triat chased after us. Sam and Tam, you are quite the flirt. Before you stuck to Bùi Triat, now you are close to Ta Tinh Nguyên. She squatted next to Ta Tinh Nguyên, smiling grotesquely. Ta Tinh Nguyên, do you know, Sam and Tam shaved her head for Bùi Triat. If you don't believe it, take off her hat and look, it's still a peeled egg now. Ta Tinh Nguyên frowned. I unconsciously gripped the bottle cap in my hand tightly. Would he look down on me? My heart felt like it was squeezed by an invisible hand. Until a dry hand pried the cap from my palm. The marks from my fingernails were clearly visible.
Student Sam, you are not even as mature as Little Black.
I don't understand? Ta Tinh Nguyên sighed.
Little Black only extends his claws at enemies, never scratches himself.
I blushed and hid my hands behind my back, the uneasiness in my heart disappearing completely. In the evening, I played with Little Black downstairs for a while, remembering I made egg tarts. I could bring some for Ta Tinh Nguyên. Going upstairs to get the tarts, I ran into Bùi Triệt. He seemed to be deliberately waiting for me at the door. His deep black eyes fell on the tart in my hand, his voice full of sarcasm.
You really give your heart and soul to whoever you befriend. Stupid to death for others.
Before, every time we argued and Bùi Triệt called me stupid, I pretended not to care, but I was actually very sad. But now I seriously felt it. It was like throwing a rotten apple into the vast ocean, quickly submerged by the seawater, not causing a single ripple. My business doesn't need your concern. Bùi Triat's eyes were full of suppressed anger.
Sam and Tam, I dare you to go. If you go down today, don't consider me a friend anymore.
I was stunned. Did he lose his memory? We weren't friends in the first place. The moment the elevator doors closed, Bùi Triat slumped his shoulders slightly, his whole body sinking into silent darkness. Luckily, the tarts were still warm. Upon receiving them, Tinh Nguyên gently held my fingertips. Looking at the red mark on my wrist, his eyes froze.
What is this?
I shook my head, not wanting to drag Tinh Nguyên into this. Bùi Triat is crazy. He could hurt my friend.
Wait a moment.
Tinh Nguyên ran out of the apartment complex, returning a moment later with a bag of medicine in his hand.
Go home and apply the medicine twice a day, morning and night, remember?
He kept rambling instructions on how to use the medicine as he spoke. Because he ran in a hurry, his forehead was beaded with sweat. Under the warm streetlights, the tiny drops of sweat were like transparent pearls falling drop by drop onto my heart, hot enough to make me suffocate. In the morning class, Tinh Nguyên appeared in the classroom. The homeroom teacher said unpleasantly,
There's only one empty seat left. You sit there.
The corner seat near the trash can. No one wanted to sit there, so it was empty. Tinh Nguyên didn't care at all, threw his school bag on the table, looked up at me, eyes curved. Someone curiously asked,
Why did you transfer to our class?
Tinh Nguyên spun the pen in his hand, his tone indifferent.
Heard this class has a tradition of bullying transfer students. I came to check in.
The sports rep laughed, haha.
That's a rumor. Our class is very united. Bùi Triat, say something, right?
Before the person named could speak, Tinh Nguyên winked.
Who is Bùi Triat? Is he the one who lost at basketball last time and got so angry he lost control?
The classroom suddenly fell silent. Everyone's eyes quietly looked towards Bùi Triat. Everyone could clearly see the tense atmosphere between the two. Luckily, the class bell rang in time. As soon as class ended, I immediately dragged Tinh Nguyên out. He seemed a bit unwilling being dragged by me. Tinh Nguyên, why did you transfer to our class? He didn't say anything, just looked at me smiling. A guess flashed in my mind, but thinking about it seemed too narcissistic. I quickly looked away. You should still go back to your old school. The university entrance exam is coming soon. I don't want you to be retaliated against by Bùi Triat because of me. Tinh Nguyên leaned over, his face revealing an innocent look.
My parents divorced a long time ago. Before the college entrance exam, I want to come to the school where my dad teaches to feel some fatherly love. Sam and Tam, is this not allowed either?
So that was it. Sure enough, I was being delusional. Of course it was allowed. The homeroom teacher and Anita divorced, but no one in the school seemed to know Tinh Nguyên was his son. We walked side by side into the class, quite a few eyes focused on the two of us. Bùi Triat stared even more intently as if wanting to bore a hole in me. Tinh Nguyên stood in front of me, lifting his eyelids slightly and smiling faintly.
Scholar Bùi seems unable to accept loss, huh? Do you think you won anything good?
Bùi Triat retorted. Tinh Nguyên shrugged.
Scholar Bùi, you are really easily provoked.
I couldn't help but chuckle softly. Bùi Triat clenched his fists, his face darkened to the extreme. With Tinh Nguyên here, whenever someone tried to tease me like before I could react, he would immediately retort, truly the king of toxicity. In the evening when I walked Little Black, he was extremely gentle and shy. Just accidentally touching the back of his hand would make his face flush red. A while later, the school organized a sports festival. The sports vice monitor walked around loudly looking for people to register.
Tinh Nguyên, Brother Ta, Big Brother Nguyen, you are a sports student. Help our class win a rank.
Ta Tin Nguyen didn't even bother to lift his eyelids, as if he was treated as air. The PA rep paused for a moment, then acted as if nothing happened and continued to look for people. Suddenly, the registration board in his hand was snatched away. Ta Tin Nguyen's eyes were cold.
Who allowed you to write Sam and Tam's name?
The surrounding air seemed to freeze in an instant. I had never registered. The PA rep turned his head guiltily, briefly making eye contact with Bùi Triệt. He raised his voice to defend himself.
Sam and Tam grew up in the mountains. Her physique is better than other girls. Running 5,000 meters is definitely no problem.
Ta Tin Nguyen laughed softly, tore up the registration sheet, then looked straight at the PE rep.
Why do I feel you are more suitable? That is the female group. I can't participate.
Ta Tin Nguyen glanced at him appraisingly, his tone indifferent.
Is that so? If you didn't say it, really no one would realize you are a boy.
The PA rep's face turned red as braised pork. But he couldn't drop his pants to prove he was indeed a man in front of Ta Tin Nguyen. He was choked speechless. Bùi Triệt stood up.
Ta Tin Nguyen, what right do you have to boss people around in my class?
Ta Tin Nguyen raised an eyebrow slightly.
And Tam is my idol. Of course I can't ignore it. And you, protecting the PE reps so much. Could it be you also consider him your idol?
The PA rep weighed over 100 kilograms, dark and fat, always Bùi Triệt lackey. Ta Tin Nguyen's words were clearly insulting Bùi Triệt. Bùi Triệt was not a pleasant person to begin with, immediately raising his fist to hit. Luckily, I ran to call the teacher.
Fighting in my class. Both of you get out.
The PA rep aggrievely accused.
It was Ta Tin Nguyen who insulted others. He looks down on us.
Ta Tin Nguyen didn't flinch at all, lazily raising his middle finger.
Sorry, to be blunt, in this room apart from my idol, everyone is trash.
One sentence made the whole class furious, everyone clamoring for the teacher to handle it fairly. The teacher glared at Ta Tin Nguyen and then repeated the exact same sentence he said when I was bullied before.
According to school regulations, transfer students are not under our management. Everyone live in harmony, don't cause conflicts.
The same sentence, but this time no one had a smug look on their face. Everyone wilted like dried eggplants. While the teacher wasn't paying attention, Ta Tin Nguyen raised his hand to secretly make a victory sign at me. I lowered my head, my eyes burning. After class, I actively sought the teacher to register for the women's 5,000 meters run. Ta Tin Nguyen, sorry. I felt guilty because he stood up for me in class, but I really wanted to try participating in a competition. Back in the mountains, opponents were limited. I didn't know what my strength was like.
No need to apologize.
Ta Tin Nguyen's eyes were full of sincerity.
You can do what you want, but I don't want anyone forcing you.
I laughed, nodding vigorously. Before the race, I warmed up in the corner of the field. Bùi Triệt smiled meaningfully. Sam and Tam, be careful during the race. If the wind blows your hat off, it will be very embarrassing. Ta Tin Nguyen's lips curled up coldly.
The wind is really strong. It blew your face right off.
Hearing the implication calling her shameless, Bùi Triệt stomped her foot in anger. The race was about to start. The stands were packed with people. Countless eyes focused on the track. I raised my hand to take off my hat and gave it to Ta Tin Nguyen. Trust me. His eyes curved slightly, shining brightly like sparkling water.
Do your best, idol.
My short, spiky hairstyle attracted many strange looks, but I didn't care anymore. Giving my all for a friendship is a joyful thing. Even if I later discovered that friendship no longer existed, my sincere heart was still real. The thing that disgusted me was Bùi Triệt. I shouldn't blame myself for his baseness. Head held high, I stepped to the starting line. The gun sounded, startling a flock of birds into the sky. The moment I rushed across the finish line, my legs went soft and I almost collapsed. A firm hand supported my waist.
Slow down and walk a lap before resting.
Emotion welled up, making my tears hot. I grasped the hem of his shirt. Ta Tin Nguyen, I did it.
I know, I always knew.
Ta Tin Nguyen seemed very nervous, his face tense, watching me every bit. Whispers drifted into my ears. Which class is that girl with short hair from? She runs really fast. Oh my god, did you see her eyes when she finished? Top tier. Doesn't she like the male god Bùi Triệt? Forget it, Seeing her win first place so coolly, what does it have to do with men? I sat on the grass drinking water. Many girls ran over to praise me, even asking for my contact info. Even when I went to hang out, many boys approached. Tinh Nguyên seemed unhappy, his eyes downcast and lost. What's wrong?
Nothing.
He forced a smile.
I need to go back for a bit. Little Black is sick.
I'll go with you. He glanced at the boys flocking towards me, hesitating briefly.
I can go by myself. At most I'll get scratched a few more times by Little Black.
I hurriedly pulled him up to go together, urging him a few times before he reluctantly followed me out. Just in time to run into Bùi Triệt, who had just finished the sprint. He seemed to call my name, but I didn't hear clearly, because Tinh Nguyên coincidentally turned his head to ask me.
Little Black seems to dislike the cat tower we made, right? Let's go buy snacks for him first.
I focused on thinking about his question, ignoring Bùi Triět's lost gaze behind. The vet said it might be due to Little Black's bad mood.
Do kittens also have bad moods?
Of course, the doctor asserted that the owner's mood has a potential influence on the pet. So that means Tinh Nguyen's mood isn't good. I tried every way from beating around the bush to asking directly. Finally, I annoyed him to the point he couldn't take it anymore. His face turned red, and he slowly opened his mouth.
Maybe it's because thinking about the upcoming winter break and not being able to see you every day makes me a bit sad.
I thought seriously about a plan. How about you come to the homeroom teacher's house to stay for a few days during Tet? I felt I was getting smarter, able to think of such a good idea. Tinh Nguyên was silent for a moment, then laughed.
You're right.
He reached out to rub my head, sighing softly. I guess my spiky hair poked his hand, but he was too proud to say it. Hayes, truly an arrogant boy. Arriving at the apartment complex, just as the elevator doors opened, I was almost scared to death seeing Bùi Triệt standing right there. Bùi Triệt suddenly grabbed my hand as I was about to open the door, one hand braced against the wall, his chest almost pressing against my back, as if hugging me. His voice was hoarse and low.
I'm sorry, and Tam. Can you forgive me? Can we go back to how we were before?
He lowered his head, his lips almost touching my ear. I used force to push him away. No, I said coldly. You apologizing to me is just because I won the competition today. You have no way to continue bullying me. Bùi Triệt, if I lost today, would you apologize? My eyes became clearer and clearer. You wouldn't. You would laugh at me with the others, then continue to use your childish and disgusting tricks to torment me, forcing me to bow to you. Bùi Triět's whole body trembled slightly, his face pale. He smiled bitterly.
In your eyes. Am I that terrible?
I don't even care to pay attention anymore. Behind me, Bùi Triět's voice rang out, as if explaining, yet also like mocking himself.
The registration matter was set up by Deep Yin and Vong Vai. I didn't know anything from the beginning. Whether you believe it or not, I never truly wanted to hurt you.
The sound of the door slamming shut completely cut off his voice. Winter break began. My parents finally arranged a few days to go back to the hometown for Tet. On the morning of the 29th of Tet, someone rang the doorbell.
Student Bat Yu.
A man about 40 years old amicably called my pen name. I smiled and nodded. Before this, someone contacted me via the blog, claiming to be the director of the children's hospital, saying that my paintings had therapeutic effects for autistic children, wanting to buy them, even wanting to commission more. I had checked his credentials. They were real. I immediately ran into the room to call my parents. After chatting for a while, my parents told me to go downstairs to buy noodles. When I returned, the director was gone.
We still find it unreliable. If he was really a hospital director, how could he be interested in your paintings? Just a high school student drawing nonsense. No one would take it even for free. There is no free lunch in the world, and Tam, Dad taught you, don't daydream.
All expectations and happiness were drained in an instant. A sense of helplessness filled my body. I rushed downstairs. The footprints were covered by snow. I couldn't catch up anymore. My hands trembled opening the blog, intending to contact the director again, but as soon as I clicked, the screen showed the account had been deleted. My parents admitted they were the ones who deleted that account. What are you crying for? We did it for your own good, and you still blame us? We never placed high expectations on you. It's almost 10. Don't cause more trouble for us. I looked up, my red eyes making them even angrier.
If you want to go, then go yourself. You're grown now anyway. We can't control you anymore. Knowing this earlier, we wouldn't have let you stay on the mountain so long. Your personality was spoiled by your grandmother.
I looked at them and laughed softly. Not at all. Grandma said I was the most obedient and well-behaved child in the village. But now I don't want to continue enduring anymore. When Tinh Nguyên called to wish me a Happy New Year, I intended to hide it, but it seemed he heard the station announcement on the phone. He asked where I was, his voice lowering. I hesitated and told him everything. Tinh Nguyen's voice was very serious.
And Tam, I'm coming right now. Don't get on the train yet.
I sat in the waiting room, bored counting the patterns on the floor tiles. A pair of shoes stained with mud and snow appeared in front of me. Tinh Nguyên was covered in snow, his face also cold. He took a scarf from his bag, wrapping it around me without a word. Behind him were the homeroom teacher and his mother, Auntie Ta. I was stunned.
I called your parents.
I don't want to go home.
Who said anything about going home?
Auntie Ta smiled. We are going to the capital together. I was even more dazed. Only after getting on the train did I know that Auntie Ta was the one who introduced my paintings to that director. I opened my mouth, my mind confused. Auntie Ta held my hand, looking apologetic. I haven't told you yet, actually your grandmother and I have known each other for a long time. She told a story from 14 years ago. She used to be a volunteer doctor in my village for a few years. When I was young, I showed signs different from other children. I held a stick drawing randomly on the ground, drawing for the whole afternoon once I started. Grandma worriedly sought out Auntie Ta. She gave a lot of advice, including creating the blog account later, which was also her suggestion. What about Tinh Nguyên? According to Auntie Ta, he also lived on the mountain when he was small. Why don't I have any impression? Auntie Ta laughed. When you were small, you were quite shy, didn't like playing with Tinh Nguyên. He even cried because of that. I still didn't remember. In my childhood memories, I always clung to Bùi Triệt. He was a child from the city. While everyone else played with mud, he already knew the multiplication table. He also dressed very nicely like an angel in the library, unlike us wrapped in gray clothes all day. Everyone liked playing with Bùi Triệt. Slow and clumsy me was always pushed to the fringe. I gave up and turned to play stacking stones with another left-behind child. Bùi Triệt pushed the other children away, pulling my hand to go home.
Don't play with them. They will bully you.
He said very seriously.
And Tam, only I am your good friend.
I knew I was slow, so I obediently nodded in agreement. Only play with Bùi Triệt. We are best friends. He impatiently corrected.
The only friend.
All right. From then on, there was no one else beside me. Could it be I once rejected Tinh Nguyên? I stole a glance at him. He seemed to still be angry because I ran away from home without reporting. Tinh Nguyên, what did you look like when you were small? He ignored me. Grandma said you can act cute with close people, they won't refuse you. I actively hugged his firm arm, gently shaking it. Tinh Nguyên, can you stop being angry? If I run away from home next time, I will definitely report to you first, okay? Finally, he turned his face, seemingly laughing from anger.
You still want it next time?
This time I reacted with rare speed, hurriedly shaking my head sincerely. Don't be angry anymore. You're not gentle at all when you're angry. Auntie Ta laughed so hard she couldn't close her mouth. Tinh Nguyên also has times when he's gentle? I blinked, not understanding her meaning. The director bought 32 paintings. The royalty fee was 420,000 yuan. For me, that was an astronomical figure. But Auntie Ta frowned and said, the director ripped off an acquaintance. After some bargaining, there's an extra 500,000 yuan in the card. This was the first large sum of money I earned. Tinh Nguyên smiled and rubbed my head.
Idol is truly amazing.
I proudly accepted his praise, no longer shy and inferior like when I first entered the city. When returning, there were 2 more red envelopes in my pocket, New Year's money from Auntie Ta and the homeroom teacher. Home was still deserted and cold. Hearing that my paintings were really bought by the director, my parents were stunned for a few seconds, then returned to normal. They didn't apologize for deleting the blog, Nor did they praise me like Auntie Ta. Going out to drink water at night, I heard them discussing in the bedroom whether to let me repeat a year to take the exam for art school. In their eyes, I wasn't a child, but a machine that wasn't very advanced. They disliked the old clumsy machine yet tried to input commands to make the machine operate according to their wishes. I didn't want to accept such a fate. After the second mock exam, my results fluctuated between the cutoff scores for Tier 1 and Tier 2 universities, much improved compared to before. I still wore those countrified clothes. The only difference was the person going to school and coming home with me every day had become Tinh Nguyên. He seemed very afraid I would run away again, wishing he could chain me to his side. On an evening in early April, Bùi Triệt blocked me at the door. Very thin, almost just a skeleton. For months I hadn't paid attention to him, but many rumors still reached my ears. Heard he and deafening broke up, then was ambiguous with a vocational school girl. Parents were invited by the homeroom teacher a few times. He stared at me, eyes burning.
I never liked deafening. What if I said the person I like has always been you?
Bùi Triệt closed his eyes in pain.
I always knew I had special feelings for Sam and Tam. You are truly very beautiful and extremely obedient. That sincere heart you gave all to me. No matter how excessive I was, you seemed never to get angry, just like a rag doll for me to control at will. Just because of a lie of mine, you foolishly went to shave your head. How could I not be moved by such a pure girl? I, Bùi Triệt, was very scared that I couldn't control myself and would get together with Sam and Tam. So I accepted deafening's confession. I wanted Sam and Tam to understand that there would never be feelings exceeding friendship between them. They could only be friends. Sometimes I even hated you. Hated why you couldn't be a normal person. You were always slow. If someone said one sentence, it took you 3 sentences to think. Being with you, I had to endure strange looks from everyone around. I would be laughed at like you. My parents would also never accept me loving such a stupid girl. I also didn't want my whole second half of life to be that miserable. Only a long time later did Bùi Triệt realize, Sam and Tam isn't stupid at all. The stupid one is me. There will be no one else bringing their whole sincere heart to give to me, smiling and saying here for you.
I felt Bùi Triệt must be drunk. His words were really strange and made people uncomfortable. Why should I care who you like? Anyway, I don't like you. After I finished speaking, Bùi Triệt suddenly laughed, a smile full of confidence.
Impossible. Before, you treated me so well. No matter how badly I treated you, you didn't get angry. You even shaved your head for me. Isn't that liking?
So it could be understood that way? I shook my head blankly. Bùi Triệt, I really don't like you. Because you were my friend, I treated you well. Moreover, you are also something Grandma left to me, so I had to preserve carefully. Bùi Triệt was stunned. After Grandma passed away, I wanted to keep a few of her items as keepsakes, but my parents were afraid of bad luck, so they burned them all. I suddenly remembered you were also taken care of by Grandma when small, so you also count as an item she left behind. I added seriously. Like Grandma's flashlight, clothes drying rack, or wash basin. Maybe my parents were right, keeping these things brings bad luck. Like you, truly very unlucky. Finished speaking, Bùi Triět's face was not only pale, but frighteningly ugly. He gritted his teeth.
I don't believe it.
If you don't believe it, then fine, I don't need to explain further. I turned to go home, but was pulled back by Bùi Triệt from behind.
You like Tinh Nguyên, right?
Bùi Triět's face was cold, his tone also full of gloom.
Keep dreaming. If he knew you were a weirdo, do you think he would still want to be friends with you? And Tam, only I can tolerate you.
Finished speaking, he bent down, forcefully pressing his lips onto mine. I raised my hand and slapped him straight across the face. The slap was very hard. Bùi Triět's cheekbone immediately turned red, showing clearly the handprint. He touched his face, laughing softly.
Not angry anymore. Now consider us even, right?
Psycho. I shook off his hand, turning and running home. Bùi Triět's words were like a knife stabbing straight into my heart, panic gradually spreading. If Tinh Nguyên knew the things I did in the past, would he be scared? I didn't want to lose Tinh Nguyên. He was much more important to me than Bùi Triệt. Tossing and turning, unable to sleep, I carefully called him. Tinh Nguyên picked up very quickly.
And Tam, where are you?
On the other end of the line, I heard the sound of a water glass falling to the ground. He was so panicked, afraid I ran away from home again. Suddenly, I didn't feel anxious anymore. Tinh Nguyên, we will be best friends for life, right? He was silent for a few seconds, then laughed gently.
Of course.
When hanging up, I seemed to hear a very quiet sigh. The third mock exam ended. I dropped 2 ranks again. The homeroom teacher said the questions this time were very difficult. No need to mind too much, just rest assured and review. I pushed aside the disappointment, putting all my effort into reviewing for the exam. Lately, Tinh Nguyên seemed to find a new joy, bringing all kinds of snacks to me every day. He even secretly brought Little Black to school. While doing test papers, I could stick my hand into the bag to stroke Little Black, truly a stress-relieving treasure. Bùi Triệt no longer came to find me, but every time I talked to Tinh Nguyên, I always felt a heavy gaze from behind. Until the last day before the exam, when I went to school, Bùi Triệt stepped in front of my desk, taking off his hat. His hair was shaved clean. He pursed his lips.
Is this enough?
The class monitor's eyes widened in surprise.
Bùi Triệt, what's wrong with you? Exam pressure too big?
As if every piece of pride was smashed, Bùi Triệt lowered his head. He laughed bitterly.
I am pursuing Sam and Tam. Does everyone understand now?
Then he looked at me, his voice firm like when we were children.
The hurts you suffered, I will pay back bit by bit. From now on, no one will dare to laugh at you anymore.
Before I could speak, Tinh Nguyên suddenly pulled out the chair next to me and sat down domineeringly. He propped his chin, looking at Bùi Triệt with interest.
TSK, TSK.
He exclaimed.
Seems you guys aren't doing well. Is that all a heartthrob has? Better go buy a deck of cards. Inside there is your ID card and your duplicate.
Bùi Triët's face showed confusion for a moment, but quickly forced a smile.
I'm talking to Sam and Tam.
I held my pen, gently shaking my head. Bùi Triệt, no need to do that.
Whether Tam needs it or not is not for you to decide.
He put his hat back on, returning to his seat. Tinh Nguyên still refused to leave. Just now when Bùi Triệt came, I discovered Tinh Nguyên was very tense. He kept gripping the table tightly. Don't worry. I leaned close to his ear to reassure him. We are the world's #1 duo. Tinh Nguyên relaxed his lips slightly, slowly smiling, but seeming not truly happy. After the university entrance exam, I moved out of the house. Hearing I was working part-time, my parents were happily praising me for being sensible, but I no longer cared about their remarks. Tinh Nguyên, will we go to university in the same city?
Definitely.
In university, will we still be best friends? I hurriedly explained. I don't forbid you from making other friends, but...
Yes.
He answered without hesitation. Looking up, he gently rubbed my short hair.
If I say no, will you crawl under the blanket and cry in the middle of the night?
I won't.
That's right.
Tinh Nguyên lowered his head laughing, his eyes sparkling like stars.
Without Tam, I would be the one crying.
I opened my eyes wide, unable to imagine the scene of Tinh Nguyên crying. Bùi Triệt didn't appear anymore. Heard he failed the exam, forced by parents to go to another high school to repeat a year. Tinh Nguyên and I went to the same city. He entered the sports university, while I just barely got enough points for medical school, studying psychology. From freshman to sophomore year, Tinh Nguyên came to find me every day. Sometimes bringing snacks, sometimes using the excuse of lacking living expenses to sponge meals at the cafeteria. He always had countless reasons, but he never let me go to the sports university to find him. I asked for the reason, he answered perfunctorily.
It's all guys training, everyone's shirtless and sweaty. You won't be used to it.
Tinh Nguyên was very handsome, wearing just a simple windbreaker. He looked like he was wearing designer brands. Every time he appeared under the dormitory, he attracted many gazes from female students. My roommates held their faces in admiration. And Tam, you're amazing. A tall, handsome sports guy, top quality. My roommates were all very nice. 2 years of university passed, we became close. I explained countless times that Tinh Nguyên and I were just close friends, but they didn't believe it. I emphasized it again. Roommate Phuong Vien raised her hand. And Tam, then let me introduce a senior to you. He has had a crush on you for a long time, but afraid you had a boyfriend, so he didn't dare approach. Crush? Is there also someone crushing on me? My roommate glared at me. My God, you are the beauty of the psychology department. Be confident. I was dragged in front of the mirror by them. 2 years of university, I was fattened up by Tinh Nguyên by a few kilos. My face that was thin in the past now had some flesh, no longer looking miserable. They also forced me to change into new clothes in the closet. Looking at the gentle girl with long hair in the mirror, I suddenly felt a bit strange. My roommate held my arm. Agree? Give an answer. I nodded. Fine. Dating in university is also normal. I want to meet that senior. Just hearing his voice, I wanted to leave immediately, reeking of cigarettes.
Junior Sam, I already ordered taro milk tea for you. Less sugar, less ice. The thing girls like most.
He was very enthusiastic. I had to force myself to sit down. He asked me where I studied from childhood to adulthood, what my parents did, if I had siblings. When he knew I grew up in the mountains, he was slightly surprised. His eyes swept from my face down my body.
Junior, you have class. Not like a mountain girl at all.
His mouth spoke words of praise, but I didn't feel happy. Especially his eyes looked like evaluating an item. Tinh Nguyên never looked at me like that. I suddenly missed Tinh Nguyên very much. Tinh Nguyên, where are you? I texted him, but no reply. Waiting for another 20 minutes, I awkwardly picked up the phone. Sorry, senior, we are not suitable. I'll transfer the milk tea money. Then I immediately left the cafeteria and bumped into Tinh Nguyên wearing black clothes. He looked at me, his voice low.
Heard your roommate say you went on a blind date?
I told my roommate that I went out on a blind date with a senior. As a result, I became Tinh Nguyên girlfriend. My roommate looked at me with a sure enough, I guessed right expression. I said it, every time he looks at you, in his eyes there are only 3 words left, I love you. And Tam, we are all psychology students, do you really not see it? I study specialized subjects very well but never applied them to close people. You pay close attention to his micro-expressions and small movements, you will definitely discover something new. My roommate reminded me. I really like learning and summarizing. Tinh Nguyên walked me to the bottom of the dormitory. I tilted my head observing, the corners of his mouth drooped slightly. Tinh Nguyên, do you want to hug me? Just finished speaking, I was pulled into his arms. Seems I guessed right. I started to become passionate about analyzing all kinds of micro-expressions of Tinh Nguyên, having a sense of achievement like taking an exam knowing the answers beforehand. On the 100th day anniversary of falling in love, Tinh Nguyên and I walked by the lake. He suddenly hooked his finger holding my hand, his eyes stopping on my face. I quickly burrowed into his arms, giving a tight hug. Just about to stand up, I was held back by him.
Still not enough.
He laughed hoarsely.
Guess what I want to do?
Want to kiss me, is that okay? He asked. I didn't answer. He lifted my face, lowering his head. The bright moonlight shone into his eyes, reflecting as gentle waterlight.
Then that means yes.
Just finished speaking, the kiss fell, both fierce and intense, like a wolf cub wanting to swallow a person, not gentle at all. I couldn't stand it and moaned. Finally, he was willing to stop. Holding hands, walking along the deserted small road.
And Tam.
Tinh Nguyên revealed that look again, clearly intentionally setting a trap to take advantage of my love for learning. I covered my mouth. This time no. He lowered his eyes full of disappointment.
Fine, then next time. I can wait. Wait however long is okay.
He forced a slightly aggrieved smile, walking forward. I could see he was pretending. Tinh Nguyên. I pulled his hand back. Then this time a bit gentler, okay? His eyelashes trembled slightly, lowering his head.
Okay.
Little Black in the bag suddenly jumped out, brought home by me to raise. He wagged his tail, acting cute and fawning. I couldn't help but rub him. Tinh Nguyên turned away, ears flushed red. This high-level micro-expression I still hadn't decoded. Much later did I know Tinh Nguyên meaning was, don't play with his tail, play with mine. After graduation, Tinh Nguyên immediately dragged me to get engaged. Parents were the last to know the news. They were very angry, but also helpless. I had long ceased to be a puppet they could control. I worked in the psychology department of Nguyen Dat Hospital. Patients liked the paintings I pasted on the wall very much. One day I met Bùi Triệt again at the hospital. He still shaved his head, but was so thin I almost didn't recognize him. Truly pitiful. The doctor in charge of the bed shook his head.
Only just over 20, but already has brain cancer. Won't live much longer.
My head buzzed. Just like my grandmother, late-stage cancer with no chance for surgery, the hospital could only help him leave less painfully. As a new doctor, I was assigned to provide psychological support for Bùi Triệt. Seeing me, he wasn't surprised at all, even smiling.
I knew you worked here, so I came. And Tam, say, is this retribution?
I pulled the blanket to cover him, washing my hands with disinfectant solution before speaking. Don't think too much. Try to undergo treatment. Not sure where Tinh Nguyên heard the news. He dropped his work and rushed over. Bùi Triệt looked at us, laughing until his voice was hoarse. He started coughing violently. Tinh Nguyên frowned, pressing the bell to call the doctor, holding my hand, pulling me out.
Tinh Nguyên, stop right there.
Bùi Triệt pushed the nurse away, his eyes fierce.
Do you think you like Sam and Tam very much? Do you know her past? When she was 5, she went to the graveyard to dig up a dead dog to bring home, placing it next to her bed for a whole day and night. She is fundamentally not a normal person. How can you like her?
The past was dug up. I trembled violently. Tinh Nguyên held my hand reassuringly, looking down at Bùi Triệt from above.
So what? It was me who helped her dig. According to you, I'm also not normal either, right?
Bùi Triệt was stunned.
Correct. We are monsters, and you are a dying person.
Bùi Triệt couldn't take it and spat out a mouthful of blood. Tinh Nguyên pulled my hand, stepping out of the ward in disgust.
Really shouldn't pity him.
I was dazed. When I was small, Grandma raised a dog, then it died. I was very sad. At that time I didn't understand the concept of death. I just wanted to find the dog back. On the hill full of wild grass, I was small and didn't have enough strength to dig the earth. A little boy popped out from behind me, quietly digging and shoveling for me.
Don't cry anymore. Giving it back to you.
I hugged the dog down the mountain, forgetting to ask his name, also forgetting that face. Growing up, I gradually understood normal people wouldn't do scary things like me. Tinh Nguyên, that little boy was you. He nodded, reached out wanting to rub my head, but stopped. Washing hands with disinfectant, he smiled, wiping tears for me.
Tinh Nguyên is a brick. If Tam needs, then just take and use.
Later, I gradually understood many things. The fleece-lined baseball cap was placed by him in the homeroom teacher's office. Little Black was a stray cat he lied about being a pet, so I could safely adopt. He asked Auntie Ta to contact the director to buy my paintings. It was also him. Year after year accompanying me to visit Grandma and the yellow dog. Tinh Nguyên, if only I met you earlier, it would have been great. He hugged Little Black, who had fattened into a round ball, smiling exactly like the night he gave me the birthday cake.
Can't do that, baby. I'm afraid I couldn't resist seducing you into puppy love.